Welcome back. I'm back, y'all. What's up, big girl? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome back to Everybody Love Juju 1-2 Talks Hoops. This is Big Juju. So it's been established with Big Juju. I actually said, okay, you know I'm Juju. You remember me? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, so I'm Big Juju. So I heard her say, she goes, Big Juju. I said, okay. So I said, okay, let me change my name. She really is the Big Juju. I don't know why I'm trying, but it wouldn't make sense. But my OG friends at the game say this the original Juju. What's happening, y'all? How's y'all Thanksgiving? Huh? Big girl, how's your Thanksgiving? Was it good? I hope it was good. If it wasn't, I hope I can make it better. What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Come on in, come on in. Welcome to my I hate saying Twitter followers. If you got time, I know there's a big game going on right now with USC and UCLA here in SoCal. The big rivalry. That's a big thing here. Anytime we play UCLA, but I'm getting ready to check right now. I don't think we're doing so good, are we? Let's see. What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? What's up? Week 14, USC. USC is up 14-10. Oh, is that what it is? Is that what we're doing? Okay. Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Some of the girls are out there. Some of the Trojans are out there. I saw Jazzy hanging out with her buddy, um, Sienna Betts, which is cool. That's not a problem. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you some stories about my experience. If you didn't know, hey Chicago, what's going on? Stick with me, girl. Talk to me. Ask me any question, because look, I was in Vegas. It was lit. I was at the Players Era tournament. I'm gonna go every year now. Down in South Carolina, I've already committed for the next 2 years. In the men's side, they got like 16 teams or something like that. I don't know how they do it, but and for the women, I think we should add some more teams. I would like to see the Trojans and Notre Dame. Okay, could I get back with the Leprechaun Notre Dame? And Dawn likes it. They make a lot of money. They make a lot of money for the championship. What's up, Henry? So, and it's right there in the Mandalay Bay. I've never, believe it or not, I've never gone to yet the Las Vegas Aces games. So I got to see where they play. When UCLA was playing Duke, Chelsea was there. She was courtside. The Lynx coach, Cheryl Reeves, she was there. Danielle Robinson, assistant coach for, she played for Oklahoma. She's from my area, Central Coast Section, Bay Area. Um, as you know, she probably played for the Fever. She played for Dream. She's had a little career. She lasted a very long time with her career. She was there scouting. So we had some NBA coaches there. Uh, what else? Man, I could just start off telling you, man. I met Pow Pow, Tahina Pow Pow, in the not inside, just right outside before you walk in to take your seat. And her parents, her family was there. She's taller than I thought, much more taller than I thought. She said, "Yeah, everybody says that." I said, "Girl, like I claim I'm 5'9". I'm probably 5'8" and a half, 5'9". You've got to be 5'10". So yeah, I met Gabriella Jaquez family. Shout out to the Jaquez family. Shout out to their mom. I gotta say, she talked to me. Her aunt talked to me. They're very, very cool, very friendly. Talking, tell me, gave me her card. She's a realtor. Um, at that was the second day, and that was the day that we found out Lauren Best won't be playing. I did see Lauren at UCLA walking up after the game, and I saw her with a big ice on her elbow. So I think she got hurt during the game because that didn't help any for her. Uh, yeah, and see, the thing is, Chicago, there's another big game tomorrow. Okay, so we got to tune in, and I feel bad because Sienna still can't play, as far as I know. I saw Tamia. I asked her, "When are you gonna play?" She said, "Soon, soon. I don't know." And I was like, "Oh God!" Like, and then if you lose Lauren and you're gonna play Tennessee, actually, no shade with Lauren, but actually they may run better against Tennessee without her. But let's say you want to get in a half court game, it'd be great to have Lauren in the game. Um, I'm not sure if I would push it, but I know the Corey doesn't before Monday, before the AP polls come out. I know she doesn't want to take another L. I know she doesn't. So shout out to UCLA, South Carolina, Texas, USC Trojans, anybody that has been playing North Carolina State. Oh, shout out to them. Shout out to anybody that's been playing ranked teams like this. Not, and I'm not trying to put down LSU at all because I agree with Moki's theory as well because when you have a lot of freshmen, if you got more freshmen like we had last year than you had vets, and even this year we have two seniors, you might want to start off building their confidence, but you don't want to make it seem like false confidence. You know what I mean? And so, you know, everybody has their theories and their thoughts and their opinions about weaker schedules and stuff like that, and cupcake schedules. I hear you guys say it, but sometimes you just gotta, you know. I mean, the woman has won with it, so she did it at Baylor. So, I mean, she won a championship. So, who are we to like challenge that or question that? But go off, you know. Okay, so Miss Betts, met her. She was sitting up to the left of me. I met Captain Will from South Carolina, took his photo. He shouted me out, encouraged me to continue to keep going with the podcast. He said, I remember those days when you started off with 500 people. And it's like, okay, cool. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. I met Coach Carter from Sisson for Texas. I think her name is Sydney Carter. She was like a couple of doors down from my room, and another Texan. But overall, when you stay in the hotel, you're gonna run into the players. So I brought Bougie. Y'all know who Bougie is. Y'all know my dog, right? So I brought my dog. You can have your dog with you. They have a little dog area where they use the restroom and all that. And so I brought Bougie, and I was walking down to walk her to the dog, and I saw a big team bus. I thought it was a shuttle because it was near the shuttle area. And I saw the shuttle bus, but I didn't know who was on it. And all of a sudden, I seen a little person just walking real fast with somebody behind them. Your girl, Dawn Staley. I shouted her out, said hello to her, asked her if she would know my friend. She was like, yeah, I do. And then she said, gotta go, So I didn't get a photo with her, y'all. I'm sorry. Didn't get a photo because she was late. I'm sure they were going to shoot around, probably eat breakfast, take a nap. And that was the second day where they had a game at 5. What goes on, people? LSU, 8 games in, row of 100 more points. Hey, now the players and other teams have arms and legs. Right. You got arms and legs. They're ball players. They're basketball players. They're there to. I know when I played, I wished I could play. I ran against D1 a lot, UCLA, USC, all of them. So it wasn't a big deal. But then when it came to basketball, no, we didn't get a game with USC until and UCLA probably 10 years later after I left. And so yeah, when you're like mid majors, you want to play D1 school. So it's cool to be allowed have the opportunity to do that for them, right? So and I love LSU fans. They don't care. And like I mentioned, Brazil. Moki has won championships that way. She won at Baylor. She won at LSU. So I don't know, other than the fact that people want a piece of them before early, test themselves or before conference starts. But I think mostly Brazil, Chicago. Mostly, I think, and you guys, Henry and Big Girl, you can tell me if I'm wrong. Most people think that you could do what you want, but how can you be ranked 5? Okay, but they're scoring 100 points. Oh, she won a yeah. That's when I was a fan when she was at La Tech until they played at Trojans. So then it was like get Moki, but Moki was my favorite point guard for years till Don came. But Dawn didn't play like a traditional point guard. She didn't really have a team. She had to score. But yeah, La Tech did it. La Tech was like, man, when Cheryl came and we played them in the Cheryl played. Well, I was playing my own school, so I wasn't saying we. But USC played them in preseason. Won. They traveled and won. Got to the championship. Had bubbles of guts and nerves. Started out like shaky in the beginning. Linda Sharp turned it around because she was like, she told them, okay, let's go. This what that just meant was like, um, hey, we're about to press and we're about to run and we're about to wreak havoc, and that's what they did. And they came back. Shout out to Yolanda Fletcher. I don't know if you ever see my show. I got to meet you. Not the last USC game, but the USC game before. And I met Yolanda Fletcher for the first time. I've always known who she was from back on the day. But she was the big catalyst in that game against La Tech, USC, when they won the first championship. She was a key component. And I told her. And she's like, yeah, people tell me that. I said, no, I know, because I watched. The girl, Pam and Paula and Cheryl and Coop finished it off. But you helped turn that, when y'all put that press on and Coop was in the game, that was priceless. If y'all want to ever see that game on YouTube, it was priceless. It's not filmed really good, but you just had to know that to take down La Tech was like taking down Tennessee, UConn, or South Carolina, a dynasty. It's when you take down a dynasty and how that feels, y'all. Crazy, man. It was crazy. Oh, good. What's up, group? What's up, group? Brazil, you said, make no mistake about it. They know they ain't playing top tier teams at the moment. Moki just likes to give smaller schools a nice payday, especially Louisiana schools. Absolutely. So how was y'all Thanksgiving? Y'all before I get started telling you about this game real quick. Let me turn the fan up. Oh, these lights are hot. Hold on. All right. Uh, you have to eat crow. Hi, what? I thought UCLA would take down Texas. Texas. Okay. I'm glad you brought that up. Hook 'em. What's up? I'm glad you brought that up. Now, I've been your voice. I'm the voice of women's hoops, okay? I'm the storyteller. I'm the content creator. It's Big Juju. And I'm going to tell y'all something right now that you might not like. If I were to bet today who would win the national championship, it's Texas. Ooh, it's Texas. Now, that's a bold prediction because I haven't got to see LSU, right? But I've watched South Carolina 3 times in person. Yeah, wow, in person. And, I always know UCLA, right? I know it's bold. I'm going to tell you guys something. That was a great win by Texas. And it wasn't by It wasn't they earned that. And guess what? This is why uh, Texas looked poised. There were some calls that South Carolina got that really shouldn't have gotten. You could tell they tried to make it up, but it was like they didn't really need that. They stayed calm. They stayed poised. They didn't get upset about it. They were focused. They weren't even emotional about playing South Carolina. They weren't even if they made a mistake or whatever. They discouraged each other, brought somebody else in, kept going. But their focus wasn't even like they were focused on um, like it was personal. They were in their own world, in their own system. And Vic was calm. He took his jacket off. But check this out. Everybody talks about, I think, what? You guys always talk about this playing 7 players. So they've got to get healthy, right? Right? But I always tell people, and I've said it since I started doing podcasting, and when you play a top team, you usually only need 7 to 8 players. But check this out. This is why I'm making a bold prediction. I would say for sure they'll be in the Final Four. For sure they'll be in the final game. But anything can happen on any date. For me to call that and say they would win, I'll just say that they are the most likely winners. They're missing Aaliyah Crump. They're missing what's her name? I just wrote that down. Aaliyah Crump, Preston, and Judd. Right? It's Judd Hookham, right? They're missing 3 key players. And Rory is healthy. And Madison did impress it. She let the game come to her. She was playing real soft when Raven was on there. Oh, Raven Johnson, man. I've been watching Raven for so long. Raven looks so good. Her defense, in person, her defense, how she gets down. Raven is a dog. Raven is good. Raven is good. But what Madison didn't press the issue when she was on it. But when Tessa got on her, then it was different. But the key that makes Texas so much better, Jordan Lee is calming down. When she gets a little, she misses easy shot. But Jordan Lee, sophomore, chef's kiss. Oldacre, Brea Cunningham, Brea never looked better. Justice Carlton was not flinching at Tack, which would Tack, Joyce, and Dowda. Oh my God, the clash down there! It was like I felt like I was watching basketball from my day. I mean, it was a battle of the Titans down there. Tack. I mean, I'm impressed with that. I'm impressed with how Adele came in with some defense. I'm impressed with. Okay, I feel bad for Okot because when she played Duke, she looks great. She looks better than when I saw her play against us in Mississippi State. Way better. She looks better. I say Dawn is great with post players. I would love to see her have another year. But if she can keep on working and doing what she's doing, she could be a great pro. South Carolina was South Carolina in it. Dawn was doing her thing. I mean, they look great. They look good. They look great. I mean, you know what they need to clean up. You could see them struggling. You could see some things that it was like uncharacteristic. But hey, it is what it is. South Carolina will continue struggling until Dow builds a bench. Like, you know how you're used to South Carolina having 5 in, 5 out, don't drop. No. There's a drop off. No, they don't have a bench. Or maybe she has to figure out how to mix the bench with the starters like that. Tanaya, everyone's running my girl Tanaya into the ground and all that, but yeah, she does have to figure out the half court game. You know what I'm saying? She does have to figure out like what's her thing, because you're not going to always get the run out. And when they did try to get a run out, Texas was right there. You saw the game, but in person it was beauty. It was a thing of beauty. Just they didn't seem like they were wondering or questioning themselves when they played South Carolina at all. They looked very confident. Texas Longhorns and LSU both have one thing in common. Both have a good bench. They do. And I just told you three players that that I believe make a huge difference. And if they come with those three players, and those three players come in and blend just right and relieve and give reprieve to the players that are starting out there, good Lord. I, I feel Texas needs to extend the lead on teams like South Carolina. Who else is going to be their challenge? Tennessee or LSU. They need to extend the lead and don't drop it because they should be able to beat them by 10. Texas Longhorns, LSU. Okay. Yeah. Brazil, what you saying? To Booker. Okay, LSU's bench scores more than starters. Hey, but that's how it was at South Carolina last year. The bench scored more than the starters at South Carolina for a couple of years now. What do you mean? Mostly due to Fuwali. And it was due to Fuwali there too. common denominator. Okay, so King Line said UConn is the standard still. Okay, I'll get to that. They have a bench, but I don't think they have a player on the bench who can give them immediate impact. Well, sports one. Who are you referring to? Hi everyone. How's everyone doing? Hi King Lion. I can't wait until we play Texas. And we is who? Sports one, because you gotta remind me. They should have gotten the ball to Latson or Joyce down the stretch. Well, yeah, okay. I could agree with that, but if I would foul Joyce, you better hope she makes her free throws. She needs to go home and work on her free throws. She's good when she's not tired, but when she's tired, those free throws is waning. And when you're watching a game and you start seeing them miss early in the game, mid game free throws, I was like, this is gonna come back and bite them in the rear. Check Sports Center 10 tonight for Wiley. I did. I saw the behind the back pass. I just saw it a little while ago. Should make the top 10. She did a nice behind the back. She leaped up in the air, said, boom, right there. I forget who it was to. Was it Grace or no? It was to Sakaya Johnson. It was nice. SEC play. When they play their ACC challenges are next week, those should be fine. Oh, SEC, ACC. Okay. Yeah, she does need to work on her free throws. Yes, she does. When she's tired. And she, she got a little injured, I think slightly. I'm not sure. What would you want Latson to have done? Like you said, go to Latson and go to Joyce at the end of the game. What did you want Latson to do? In person, how do I feel about her? She just looks like Latson. She doesn't look like she does at Florida State. But she just hasn't hit her stride yet, and where that I mean, to be honest with you, where they're lacking is they don't have a perimeter scorer like Pow Pow. But then you're like, well, Tessa, yeah, Tessa, but Tessa played the most minutes on the floor, and I don't know that I would have done that. Because it takes a lot from her legs, and Tessa played more minutes than anyone. And you need Tessa to be fresh for because you need perimeter shooters for that are scorers. Somebody that the game is close and you know that like we're gonna go to Tessa, we're gonna go to Latson, we're gonna go to Ray. Who is that person? So for anybody that's a South Carolina fan, because I welcome everybody here, like tell me who that person is, because who is that person that's gonna go get you a bucket? That's what they're lacking against Texas. And I bet it shocked all of you guys that they went to Rory. You probably thought they were gonna go to Madison. No, the ball is in Rory's hands. So therefore she needed to get to the open spot like she did. Tessa followed her. Tessa got there late. She got the shot off. And, You wouldn't have thought it was gonna go to her because if you stick to traditional way of thinking, well, Tessa only had. I mean, excuse me, Rory only had four, so why would they go to her? It doesn't matter that she only had four because that wasn't the point. The point was the night before she had 26. So it wasn't about that. It was like anybody everybody that Texas had on the floor could have scored. That's how good they are. They don't put five players out there that can't score. That's scary. Texas streaky, right? Texas kept uh Texas kept Texas in front of them in the second half. Yep, yep, absolutely. UCLA was having trouble getting the ball in the Betts. They mostly kept overthrowing her. Betts was trying to go up over the top when she could have been trying to put her player in jail. Yep, yep, absolutely. You got it. Tessa couldn't stay in front of Jordan Lee. Man, Jordan Lee's gonna be something else, man. Wow, I saw her last year and I was like, damn, he kept sitting her down. Forget who he had in front of her. You know, Preston's a little dynamo when she get back. But Jordan got a shot. Jordan was keeping them. Ooh, Jordan good. What up though? Jordan Carlton outdueled for Edwards. And I ain't gonna I was there. She did her motor getting most of the loose ball. She was smooth with it too. Inside outside working for USC, but then they went away from it. Yeah. Yep. There you go. I was there. You said it. You said it. They went away from it. They went away from it. And that was weird. And then she went away from it. She put some combination, and I was like, why did? But I don't think Dawn, um, the way right because I always you said why you got that prototypist name? It's throwing me off. The way okay. I don't think that Dawn. I know she wanted to win because it was a lot of money on the line, right? I think they probably got 500 though. But I don't think that she didn't want to win, but I think that she put some people in the fire so that they can feel what it's like. But let's say this was the SEC tournament or Elite Eight, Final Four, something to that nature. She wouldn't have gone away from what was working. Let's just put it that way. Carlton was hustling them. Yeah, from what I understand, Carlton was injured, but she knows them. She's played them somewhere like AU and all that. She's not afraid of them. So if you keep your eye on Carlton, smooth man, dog. Like she ain't afraid. She handles her business down there. Like she handling all of them. The Texas, she be fitted though. Yeah, I met her. She was two doors down from me. I got a photo. I put a photo up. Check out my shorts on my page on YouTube. I met her. So the Aces play at the GM. I always thought they played at the T-Mobile. It's the Michelob Ultra Arena. At the Michelob Ultra, it's connected to the Mandalay. Like all I do is come downstairs, walk to the back, and you just walk through the casino and everything. And then you go. It's not far. Like you just walk. I mean, once I got downstairs, I was like 10 minutes away. You just walk through. So okay. Yep, this is the way. I agree, Juju. She's playing chess, not checkers. Giving a youngins great opportunity early is good, and a reason you play tough teams early. Yeah, I think that's what she did. But I do think that they're all young, actually. Like I don't really know what she could have done differently. But I love that she gave everybody an opportunity in such a big game to get that experience that they're gonna need down the stretch. Okay, so it's not like I'm not saying that she did that, but they could have won. No, I really think Texas would have won. Like I really think that in a close game because I haven't figured out for South Carolina who is your Texas. I mean, I don't know. Raven, don't be surprised. I mean, if Raven can break protocol and be the one that I would give the ball, like no one thought it would go to to Rory, but I think it should have been down to Rory or Raven. Some people say Tessa, some people want to say Latson, but they can't. Joyce started kind of like not really. Carlton was holding her down. That was going to happen down inside, in my opinion. You don't got a Cardosa, you don't got a Leah Boston, so you didn't really have that type of, big that go ahead and feed it in to them, type of thing. So, but on Texas, I could have chosen a few people, like the way that they work the ball around to each other and touch, and they all are a threat. I would have went towards Texas too, at that point. And Roy had choices, but Roy got right to the open space, squared up, took a shot. How do I feel about Joyce Edwards play during the game? It was fine up until Carlton started kind of like checking her, started missing free throws, and then I think she got hit in the eye or something. Something happened to her, distracted her, but she was getting handled. She was a little loosey goosey. She's, I've been watching her, and she kind of like ever since when she was playing us and stuff. She's a little cocky. She's getting a little big headed, and it's not time for that. You're not quite there like that yet, in my opinion. So you knock them free throws down. I know Sarah wouldn't do that. She got to be a little bit more disciplined. I made the comment about the assistant coach based on your short. So you saw it. Yeah, she be fitted though. Man, it's true. Because I'm there, I'm seeing her, I'm like, dang, that lady can dress. She don't care. She just fitted. Her stuff be fitted. It's fit. The fit is tight. She's fit. She's just gorgeous. USC or UCLA and USC Michigan should be good. Oh God. I just hope we continue to keep getting stronger, keep getting more confident. I think our toughest opponents, as you just mentioned, are those two, and I want to see Maryland, see what they got going on, and who else did they have up there? Hell, Penn State might be good with Kelmy Miller. They're real quiet right now. You haven't really heard much from Penn State, but if you watch it, it's like, dang, she's still a handful with that ball. Hello, Juju. Dale Tack played her best game. Oh, I said that. Oh my gosh, she played her best game. She did. Like, I have not been impressed until I saw her in person. She did. When she came in and it was like a quality time, quality minute. That's what I mean what Don was doing. Like, Don could have stayed on course, but when you don't really have a lot of players, you just don't want to do that. Because you don't know what that game could have gone into overtime, and everybody would have been exhausted. So Adele coming in, she played great. Joyce needs to work on her defense, yes, and she misses too many chippies, yes. I think she's tired. Jordan Lee's an outstanding shooter, absolutely. Absolutely. You got it. You watched it. Absolutely. She was like that last year, but she get a little bit like hyper. But she was a freshman. You were trying to get some minutes and you're gonna get yanked out, so you try to do everything all at once. That's how she was. Now I think she feels confident, like, hey, they really need you. Are our shooter, you are our zone buster, you are our perimeter threat. Go for it. Your shot is on mid-range threes. You don't have to try to do everything at once, because if you get sat down this year, you're coming back in. So she's a lot more level and calm. Oh, traffic was great. Traffic was fine. It was like we left 6 o'clock in the morning, and then when I came back, I didn't leave as early as I wanted to. So when I stopped about 4 miles in LA is like 20 minutes. So to drop Bougie off at a friend's house. Then I went to the USC game. I came in at the end of the first quarter, and then I got to see the rest of the game. and Jazzy was doing her thing. Ken Dog was basically focusing on passing and um, getting assists and getting others involved in the game. Um, Malia, I think her arm is still hurt, so London started. Uh, we pressed, we did our thing. It was Kids Day, so at the end, Kids Day, they set up a table in the Hall of Fame area in a foyer and long wrapped around lines so that all the kids could come around and get the whole team's signature. Like they sat the team down and have them sign the posters or whatever they wanted to bring to sign. So yeah, USC looked great. Um, I think we played. Yeah, we played everybody. Everybody scored except Brooklyn. We gotta get Brooklyn on the board. They have a balanced offense. They're not selfish. When I walked in, it took Kara Dunn, I don't know, maybe to the second half to miss two shots. Every shot she took, every shot inside, outside, 3 pointers, she was like, she made like 8 in a row, something to that effect. 6 in a row, missed two, scored two. So she was on point. Jazzy is just so fun to watch. So fun to watch. So fun to watch. You gotta see her play. South Carolina are not a contender. Okay, King Lion. You heard it from King Lion. Contenders are UConn, Texas, LSU, and UCLA. Now I have to see. I watched UCLA. I want to see. Hey, Miss D. I want to see Baby Betts because they really. I want to see. They really need her, and I want to see Tamia if that helps. And I need to see LSU play a ranked team before I put them in there. Okay? Because I know you just gave me your Final Four, but I already told you Texas is in the final. If Texas ruins this, from what I can see in the basketball world, if Texas ruins this, my God, like they peak too soon. That's all I can say. If Oka wasn't out late, I would have definitely gone through her. But in all fairness, I didn't see the full game. What did you see from the bigs and the Bolts? Oh my gosh. It was a clash of the Titans, the way it was a battle of the bigs. I was just telling everybody that earlier. What I saw was it reminded me of the 80s, like my era, like 80s and 90s. It was like, oh my gosh. They were going at it, but it was like better than my era. It wasn't like clash and fall to the ground, but it kind of was. It was like they were blocking each other. They were doing moves. You had to have the best footwork down there. It was like sometimes I was like, Joyce, really, can you hang? You got Oldacre, you got Brea, Cunningham, you got Justice Carlton, and you had now Joyce needed some reinforcement. She needed Dowders. She needed Adele Tech. She had to go big. Dawn needed to go because Joyce couldn't do that. She could not handle it all by herself. Like you guys think she can, in my opinion. Well, let's see if stay in the top five. Here's my thoughts. The only thought I really have right now about tomorrow, Monday, it's gonna because you got UCLA playing Tennessee. If Tennessee sneaks a win on UCLA, everything is all shaken up. Now, some people don't feel. Hear me out, LSU fans. Because they clashed the way they did, you would think because they didn't do it for us. Like because of the clash, and then let's say we when USC Trojans knocked off the number one team, I think we were in ranked 6 or something. They didn't bring us straight to number 2. There was time we did it again. They didn't knock us to number 1. They never did that. So you're not going to go to the top by default. And here's my hot take. I think that UConn should not be number 1 on Monday. I think Texas. You don't go to a tournament like this. Knock off the number. You're number 4. You knock off the number 3 team and the number 2 team, and don't deserve to be ranked number 1 when you have UConn who hasn't played anyone of that caliber. I think Texas should be number 1. Now, if you want to drop UConn to 2, cool. Then where does South Carolina go? Where does UCLA go? Where does LSU go? Do you dare put LSU above South Carolina and or UCLA if they're playing ranked teams? And I guarantee you they will. I don't know what it is this year. I think they will. And I think they may be looking at points or something. The fact that she went that angle, because even though you're playing cupcake teams, to have that much ammunition to score 108 times says a lot. Kaomi is doing her thing. She's doing her thing. That's what I thought. Don stopped going to Tessa and didn't let Tanaya handle the ball down the stretch. They could have. Somebody like that. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Miss D. Same way Roy handled the ball down the stretch. And so she called her number. I needed that. But my thing, Miss D, is if you would allow Tanaya to handle the ball, what did you want Tanaya to do? She couldn't drive in there with the trees. So what is it that her three is not really her best gift. So she's gonna have to get to a midi. That's why I think Raven should have had the ball. Is Jordan Lee the sophomore? Yeah, Jordan Lee is the sophomore with the goods. Very active and confident. Yep. And Texas only had 7 to play with. Yep. That's what I'm saying. That was impressive. Hell of impressive. Because I was telling everybody, Louie, at the beginning, you got Preston out. You have Aaliyah Crump not there. And you got Judd. Are you kidding me? I was like, you got 3 people missing, and they could have got a little bit of rest. Oh, as long as they come in and they'll mess up the chemistry, that's more firepower. Oh, it was a beautiful game. It was the fans travel. USC fans, USC Gamecock fans travel. It's not like they filled the arena, obviously, but they travel, and you can hear them. Duke fans travel. UCLA, okay, because we're not, they weren't very far, but man, what is up with Duke? Like, wow, I don't even know what to say. It's like I think they're just gonna mature later on, because it's not like they're a bad team. Ashlyn Jackson, Toby, Jordan, Jaden, what's her name? She's the class of 2027. I think they got players, but it feels like they just have maybe 5. I mean, they're in it, but I don't know. They fade away towards the end of the game. Like, I don't know what that is. I'm an LSU fan. I think South Carolina. You think they're a contender? How? Like, contender being in the Final Four? Okay, not a contender. But that's her thoughts, Ms. D. I know you're not sitting up here real confident thinking based on what you can see and know that you think that this is their year to win it all. But tell me why, if you do. Tell me this. Tell me what they have over. UConn. Well, how can they be UConn? I love watching bigs go at it. Oh my God, the way if you if you love watching bigs go at it, you would have loved that game. I think that was, and I sat here. I think Hunter Cruz on Twitter said it, and then I said what I said, and he agreed with me. He said, I haven't seen the bigs battle like this since the 70s. I said, I might add the 80s. And he said, yep, I agree. I might, because in my era, we had to go inside out and open it up for me to shoot. And I opened it up for them to get it. That's how we played. Like, you wanted a big. And watching that, I see now why, even though I got a dynamic set of players coming next year for the Trojans, and they are agile and they're tall, all that is great. But I will say, because in the 80s and 70s, if you had a slim Cindy Brown from Long Beach, or you had an active player like Cheryl Miller, 6'3", small forward. That if you came inside, you can maneuver around the bigs. You're faster than them, and you can maneuver inside. And that's how Justice Carlton remind me. And so you could take advantage because they were kind of cumbersome and slower and kind of like more like a Betts. You got the Ann Donovan, you got you know Natalie Williams from UCLA. She was pretty good, but you this game, Louis, you would have loved it because it was like the Clash of the Titans, man. Like you can't expect Joyce to keep bouncing off of Oldacre or even Brea is pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Like what she was doing. Like she was giving it her all. See, at Arizona, she would run out of gas, but they had no one else to bring in, so she started fouling so she can get a break. Had Adia Barnes sat her down, brought her in, let her catch her breath. As a freshman, she would have looked way better to me. Whereas he can do that. He can afford to sit her down, let her catch her breath, come back in, let her she give all you got. You can see the sweat on the back of on their backs. That's how hard they were going. And I would love watching Vince go out and go to watch the game. Yeah, it was good. You gotta watch it. I had so much fun watching it. I've never had this much fun watching bigs. Ain't no way South Carolina isn't contending. Stop the cap. I didn't say they weren't contending at all. I didn't say that. I just don't. I can't sit here and lie and say, look at them and say, like I thought, like not the way they played against us that I think. I was like, but I knew it was early. And I was like, I don't look at them and say they're going to win it all. No, I don't got that feeling. But they are tough. But and they are athletic and they are strong. But Texas was all of those things and stronger. Like the old Texas. Louis, if you want to go back in history, go back and watch Jody Conrad and her Texas, University of Texas team. Good Lord. Big cornfed. Yeah, she beat Cheryl up. Cheryl Miller and the USC Trojans were going for their third championship straight. Like we were going for we did the back-to-back. We were going for another. We did go to the finals, right? Y'all do know that. 3 in a row. We were going for 3 in a row. They beat Cheryl down. But Cynthia Cooper went off. Well, they have the resume. Misty. Yeah, Texas is number 1. South Carolina, number 3. And then you must got UConn 2. Okay. I'm going to take that. I'll take that. If Tennessee wins, it's going to be crazy. Oh, it's going to be. Wait till Monday when we do AP poll, guys. Wait till Monday when we do the AP poll. I would keep us at 5, okay, or 6, but I don't know about Tennessee matchup determines it all. Okay. So you talking about LSU? Okay, I love Bella Hines. Next year will be her year. I don't think she's getting enough playing time this season, and that's okay. But yeah, we haven't played no comp. Forget ranked LSU. I haven't even played a power conference school. I like Brianna Preston. That's why I'm telling you. Wait till she gets better. Yes, Sports One. Run action with Tessa. Drive to the free throw. Drive to defense. Kick to Tessa. Enjoy. Not against Texas. I didn't give it to. Joyce needs to come out to the free throw. And not her shots down from them against Texas. I don't want her inside unless Adele Dowda and they were gonna what's the word? Screen her, make some room for her to get them bigs off of her from Texas. But y'all already know Kim wasn't doing no hard schedule, so it's no surprise. I agree. I would put the ball in Lats's hands. I was too young. I heard Cheryl Miller was one of the best ones in basketball. She was pretty good. Yeah, she was really good. She, you can watch it. You can catch some games on YouTube. I know you're probably too young to see her, but maybe you can catch some games on YouTube. I was looking forward to how the Gamecocks were going to respond, as well as every other team. Dude, who are you? When does LSU play a formidable? When do they? They play Duke, but that was supposed to. That would have been perfect for them to play Duke and then go into the season, right? But look, Duke is kind of falling flat. But see, the thing is with a team like that, they look better than they did when they lost those games that we saw earlier. So when I saw them in person against UCLA, they were giving UCLA some push. So it's like they're just on a different learning curve. They're just on a different curve. It's not like I don't understand what it is because it's like they're not a bad team. They're not a bad looking team. They have athleticism. It's just something I don't know what it is. My trip was good. I love the drive in. I love there wasn't a lot of traffic. I didn't use that trip because I was feeling away. It's my first Thanksgiving without my mom, and so and second without my brother, and then I really just have relatives scattered around uh, in the Bay. But I was feeling like it's always been me and mom really. So that I had a moment, but the long drive kind of helped me through, and then just being peacefully in a hotel, you know, just what do you call it? Treating myself. I had two friends that came. They came over and ate with me, chilled, and I was like, "Let's go to. I'm ready to go to the game." So even though I went by myself, I had friends. There were people there, and then I was meeting. I met Gabriella. Every time I kept saying Gabby, mommy said no, Gabs or Gabriella. So I don't remember that. Don't call her Gabby. We sat next to each other, laughing, talking the whole time. Found out she tried out for the Spark the same time I did, kind of in the same way I did. It was kind of like she somebody put a phone call in for her. I actually put my paperwork in, but somebody put a phone call for me. So I got to fulfill that last part of because I had stopped playing. I wouldn't even. I had just started playing pro am a little bit, so it was a great experience. What up, RC? And so saw Miss Betts, saw Pow Pow Carter, saw Don Staley in person. Like I told you, she was on her way to her bus, and I was just walking my dog out to use it. Saw a lot of players in the lobby. I saw Tessa. Um, I didn't say that to her. She just had sweats on. Looked like she came out of the room real quick with her homegirls, and they looked like her family, you know, sisters or something, walking to go get something to eat. And it was just like you're around the players, like back in my day when we would stay in the hotel and tournaments and such. And so you just see the Lauren Betts. Oh yeah, I saw the whole UCLA team. Yeah, Gamecocks Miss Chloe Bat. Yeah, yeah, it was evidence. You see, Ashlyn and Kara was getting into it during the UCLA game. Um, that might be the key right there. That might be you talking about Ashlyn Jackson and Coach. That might be the problem right there. What up, RC? So what you think about your Bruins? We look better without Lauren. Yeah, I just said that low key. I think you may want to think about that when you play Tennessee. I think you might want to think about allowing Lauren to rest her elbow. That's when she was walking. I talked to Tamia too. When she coming back, she said soon. I'm trying to come back soon. So Duke is done for. I'm already trying to get Toby to UCLA. Okay. I saw Cara yelling at Ashley. I think Cara is frustrated and going crazy. I'm sure she is because the way that I don't think that's the team for Ashley, and it's too bad that Cara doesn't know it. Cara wants Cara Lawson, a player like Ashlyn, a player like Okana Oluchi, and her brain doesn't work that way, and it's too bad because she want to play basketball in this fashion that is old and not traditional. She got to get out of that. She got to get out of that. She's. That's why RC is saying like Lauren looks better because not on that team. That clash of the Titan that Louis said he would love to see it when it's time for the Titans to clash, it's time. But when it's time to have positionless basketball, see, Dawn can do that. She can go positionless. She can go uh, Clash of the Titans. She can go transition ball. She can go small, big. You got to have all of that. And I can't imagine Ashlyn Jackson being able to play her game under a coach like Carlos. She's seems like a control freak to me, and that's not going to work. Maybe even better without Lauren, but perhaps we play a faster brand of ball. Yeah, but you need both. I think Toby is out there next season. I can't. I don't know her. I can't really tell by her reaction, and it's like, you know where she would go. She would go, and she would fit like what with Brenda Freeze or something to that effect, or play with Michigan. You know what I mean? Play with Michigan. Come to the Big Ten, Toby. Come to the Big Ten. That's what I think. Yeah, but it was good. I actually feel rested. I feel good. I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I got out and that I was there. I'm gonna go back next year. Kitty Love Sports was there. I didn't see her though, but I could see from where she was filming where she wasn't that far from me. I met Captain Will from South Carolina. Cool guy. Real cool. I do have a question. What's that? Pop it. Yeah, Michigan kind of needs a big, but I don't think they need a big slow big. But everybody needs a big baddie. Man, I'm gonna tell you guys something, and this is the truth. Watch the South Carolina and Texas, and if they're like the top two teams, like in the top three in the country, right? But Oldacre will be gone. Brea will still be there. Ocott will be gone. Lauren will be gone. So you're going to see. So everybody keeps saying you need this, you need that. But those big bodies like that are not going to be there. Okay? And like RC is saying, she kind of slows them up. It's weird because it's in the middle of this big move in this transition. And I think Coach Gottlieb understands that. Satya Fagan is 6'5", lanky. Kaya Milton on our team is 6'5" and lanky. We have a 6'4" player. Why am I blanking out? Okay, we have a 6'4", which is Fagan coming in. And then no, I said she was 6'5", didn't I? Why am I blanking out? Yeah, Mindy's, Deanna. So we got all that 6'5", 6'4", but they're not like built like the Carolina girls or Texas. But when you see the battle, and this is why I think it could come down to Texas, UConn, and South Carolina, because when you see the battle inside, but the way Texas like balanced it out with the smoothness of a Justin Carlton to slow all that up, like, and just even no matter how big you are, it doesn't really matter. She's like, well, I'm just gonna move around. Like we gonna reach around and move around these bigs. Okay, they do it so well. Can Duke sneak LSU? Love to play mushy cupcake. No, it's too much for them. It's just too many. She has too many. LSU has too many guards, too many options, and Kira doesn't. Sometimes I'll watch Captain, but I never comment. Oh, okay. That was good. That was some good Sports One. It was worth it. It was. I didn't want it to stop. I low-key wanted to see some overtime. It was so good, but I think, and it's crazy because, like you guys said, there were 7 players for Texas. So it's kind of like, I mean, and you know how when you're working out as an athlete, you're working out and you're sweating. That's good because your body's cooling off and so on and so forth. But even though they had 7, and they were huffing and puffing, they just kept getting stronger and stronger. Where I felt you could see the mistakes being made the longer they played for Carolina. I felt like overtime would not have done them good. I don't think any more time. I think they needed to close the door and keep it closed, Carolina, when you had it. But if overtime would have went more into Texas' favor. That's my thoughts. That's the way it looked. Speak on it, Jude. Exciting times right here. Oh man. Oh my God, it was so good. Man, Louis, if you wanted to see, you should have saw the big girls, man. You should have saw. What up, Jacob? I'm gonna bring you up here. I've been talking enough. What's the question, RC? Tell me your question. And let's see if you guys want to go a little longer. What was your question? Here is the link because I want to hear what Jacob's up. But let me tell you guys, it was a beautiful freaking battle. I want to see Texas and SC again. I felt like Booker should have used her height against her. Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean by that. I know what you mean. She was letting the game come to her. She was playing real soft. She was playing kind of soft to me in the beginning. And then all of a sudden she just went off. Like she picked a spot. It was like, yeah, I want Tessa matchup. She didn't want the Raven matchup. Oh, you asked me already? Pull a upset over LSU. No, I was thinking that, hey, Jake, I was thinking that Duke was going to come out of their whatever. What up, TK? I thought they were going to come out. You know how sometimes there's something that you got to fix internally, and then when you do, we're going to see something different, you know? And I thought that when I saw Duke playing early against UCLA, I was like, oh, they found themselves. And then they went back to bad habits. Too, I wanted Madison Booker to take the last shot, but but no, I'm glad Rory did. It was fitting because Rory played so good. Rory looks like the Rory that I loved from before injury. And her stock went up. Kiki Wright's stock is going up. Raven stock is going up. You heard it here from me. Because it's not about scoring. It's not about that. It's the league in general needs quick, fast guards to be able to push tempo, keep pace of play, and in my opinion, are floor generals. Okay? And I think all three of them can do that. And Kiki got a lot. Kiki can go at it with you. Yeah. I think all three of them look good. Madden's been playing soft. She did. She played soft in the beginning, Louis, but keep watching. She then. I'm glad that she's not. They still kind of get in each other's way a little bit when they run it down the court. I don't know why Madison doesn't go far off. I don't know. Sometimes you just don't know where Rory's going. I don't think Madison needs to take a gazillion shots when you got Jordan Lee. When you got Justin, you got other people. So that's what's making them like way better. Yes, Harmon is getting her. She's getting her mojo back, y'all. Okay, go ahead. Go for it. I'm gonna step away, Jacob. Talk to the fan.
All right. I got you. So I couldn't see the South Carolina Texas game because I was at Thanksgiving with my family. But I did look at the box score and all that stuff, the play-by-play. I was listening to other people while the game was going on. Apparently, that Texas beat South Carolina. People were talking about, oh, did Texas take over the throne against South Carolina? And then I saw everything else. They both didn't play well. It looked like they both shot like crap. And then, of course, as soon as I come home, I have to see the freaking Duke UCLA game. That game was tragic because Duke had no offense whatsoever. Carl Watson doesn't know what to do at all with it. And honestly, I'm not sure how the Texas and South Carolina thing's gonna go. I don't know who's gonna take the top. Both didn't play their best. Roy Harmon, like you said, or what else? Let me see this. Rory Harmon, yeah, prototype said Rory Harmon got her mojo back. Her draft stock went up. I don't have too much to say because I didn't see the first game. I thought the second game game was tragic.
I really want you to see the Texas SC game. I mean, I really want you to see it, Jacob. Somehow you got to get to YouTube. It's got to be there somewhere. And it's probably going to cut out a little bit here and there, but dude, in person, they had us like, whoa! I mean, it was like I have not seen bigs go at it like that in years. I'm sorry, I just haven't. It was like, because usually that's when they take over. SC takes over, but Texas was like, oh, hold up, no, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. And then Dale Tech came up that bench, her and I don't know who it was. Dowda maybe came and blocked somebody's ball so bad. It was like it was bang. They were banging like take it. Like whoa. I'm always watching the game, picturing myself, okay, so what would I do here? What would I do there? And I would have to think twice going inside. Like
I heard
that's how it
Tessa
felt.
played well though. I heard Tessa played well.
Yeah, she's good. She's doing her thing, but she can't create off the dribble enough for me. Juju, don't see my question about Carlos? Would you describe her as a very new college basketball coach, or has she been doing it long enough, or do you feel like she'll make the adjustment?
No. No, she won't. I'm sorry. No, she won't. She can't create. She can't do offense for shit.
She gotta get an offensive coach, bro. She gotta get an offense. She gotta stop. She was never that girl she's from the Tennessee team that didn't get the championship. Like I'm done. Like I'm like, you need an offensive coach, mama. They're gonna ignore her in the Olympics. I hope Natalie Kasse is there to save them. And Stephanie White. And some people are like, oh, Stephanie White. Like, yeah, Stephanie White, because we need some defense. And if you pick the right players, you're gonna have two-way players, guards, on that floor with Juju and them. And it's gonna be hard to make that team as a guard. It's gonna be hard. There's gonna be some feelings hurt. Cara, I'm lost at the moment. Lost. That question is for Juju. Is she fairly new college basketball? Yes, she is. Fairly new. Yes. She's fairly new. Because I don't know of any other. When she got the job at Duke, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, I don't remember her coaching anywhere else prior to that. Like, no other college, no high school, But she's been an analyst for a number of years. Great analyst. She's very smart. I could tell. Philosophical. She comes from, great stock under Pat Summit. But she need to become the Pat Summit of the '90s with Tamika, Shamikwa, and Tamika. That group. She needs to, and Candace era. She needs to loosen up a bit. Okay, that's my thoughts. I seen her coach this summer, didn't we, Jacob? Did we watch together the World Athletics Cup? But she's fairly new. She's fairly new, but she's so new that it's impressive that she was right there in the mix, ready. She could have beat South Carolina last year. She was right there, and she had Toby on the bench. Why? Why? I would have left if I was Toby. I would have left. I don't usually walk away from shit, but I would have left because you had them. You had them. No, you're not going to get any closer than that. So, and you already know how Jacob feels. Jacob, how you feel? I told you. I said she should leave and go to like Michigan or Brenda Freeze. Toby. She's not a big. She ain't no big body. You know. She might even play well at LSU because she probably could get in there and get some time in it because they need some bigs. Duke misses. Oh yeah, what did Duke have? Nyla Harris. I think a player last name Rainey, Reiny. Jacob, you still there? Toby can always come to Iowa. Oh, players down. She could. She could. She could. And I think that would be. Wait, is Hannah Stokey a senior? RC? Thanks. Yeah, the All American. Donovan is being underutilized. Yeah, Jaden Donovan. Like Jaden Donovan is from that stellar class of 2027. I can't hear you, Jacob, if you're talking. You're on mute. Um, Jaden Donovan, very super athletic. Stokey's a senior. Yeah, Toby could go there. She can go to Iowa. Okay, here's my thought. Jacob.
What's up?
I said honestly, when she didn't have Toby in that game, the last few minutes of the game against South Carolina when they had him, and then how you lost to Lucci, I have no idea. That was your whatever. Okay, so they said, well, where do I think Toby can go? I said Michigan, Maryland, and then RC said, what about Iowa? And Hannah Stokey won't be there. Yeah, with Chit Chat.
Yeah, I can agree to that.
I want her on the top team. She's wasting her time. It's getting on my nerves now. Now you're wasting it. We ain't seen one dunk. She probably don't even want her to dunk. Like she's just ugh.
Wait.
Toby. I don't know because I don't know that Toby would be a center. What does she play right now? 4? Is she a power forward?
I think so. She's like 6'3", 6'4".
But got hops.
Mm-hmm.
She should have followed. She should have went with Lucci out the door to Maryland.
That's what Tulip said.
Oh, Tulip said that too?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. I'm serious. I'm serious because now I'm like, and then Ashlyn Jackson, she got a great guard in her, and Ashlyn Jackson should go to North Carolina. She would fit there. She's gonna have a whole new team next year. Watch.
Mm-hmm.
Watch, and there might be some players that she could start all over with, and she needs to get the kind of players that she wants to coach in her system. Because what is her system? What is her system? Somebody tell me, what is Duke's system? They were known for defense.
And they can't even do that.
And now they can't even do that. So what is their system? What am I coming to if I'm coming to Duke? What am I coming to?
Nothing.
But they weren't bad against. They were hanging against UCLA for a minute.
Yeah.
And then they just fall apart. Like, I don't know what happens. And then somebody said, I was there, but I didn't notice it. But they said that Ashlyn and Cara would get, disagreeing. And, you and your point guard got to be on the same page. But you also got to listen to your point guard. She's the one out there on the goddamn court.
What was Cara in college?
I don't know what they were getting into it about. I wish whoever told me that today in the chat kind of go into a little bit more if they know what they were getting into it about, because it was like, what's going on?
Oh, Drew, I meant like, what was Cara? Did Cara play point guard in college?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it. So yeah, then that doesn't make sense.
And she would look like she was trying so hard. She was like super good on defense, but Cara, when she won that Olympic game, and she got it, most outstanding player. She was probably because she was with better caliber players, but she looked so good in that year that she played the Olympics. And then when she got to the pros, She didn't last very long, and she went into broadcasting. She was cool. She did good. She knows her stuff. She's smart. Knows her. She can analyze the game really well. But
That's fair.
I just feel like it's a disconnect or something with players. I don't know what it is. Well, how do you lose a Lucci? Why would a Lucci leave?
Something definitely happened behind closed doors that made her want to leave.
Like what would make her leave? And then they ranked them six, out the gate, higher than Maryland, and you went to a team with Florida at Maryland, and Maryland is probably going to be in the top 10, and you're not even in the top 10. You're not even ranked anymore. You're not even ranked. Kara wouldn't be on the hot seat this season unless they lose like 10 out of 12. More likely she'll get at least one more season, since they got a good recruiting class. Oh yeah, so they got a good recruiting class next year. So yeah, we'll keep her. Kara played 13 years in the W. 13? I don't remember that. She up and Louis, thanks for correcting me, because I don't remember making her being an all-star.
I can check.
I don't. She was still, but she did. She was amazing in the Olympics. Like, I became a fan.
Jew, you know what's depressing? I was talking about the 2023 class, the high school class with we all love sports, about Jaden Donovan being number 3.
Yeah, Jaden was very. She's in Juju in that class.
Yeah, she was number 3.
Okay, that's the three behind Michaela, huh?
Yeah, I said how depressing it was because she's not playing like a top 10, 15.
I know, that's so depressing. And she's not preparing her for the league, because Jaden can't be a small forward in the W, and she doesn't shoot and she doesn't shoot well enough to be a shooting guard in the W. Damn.
Yeah, she was a one-time All-Star 2007 Sacramento Monarchs.
One time.
Yes.
Like, I don't remember her being like back-to-back All-Star or anything like that. Yeah, yeah, and I feel like Jaden, we gotta figure something out for you. Like, just the same way Coach Moki knows that Lay is too small. Fawali is too small for a shooting guard in the W. She's gotta learn how to play point. She's got to.
Mm-hmm.
She's not big enough for me. Like, she got to be a point. She got to. So that's how I feel about Jaden Donovan. Yeah, but it was great. It was great. I met the Betts. I met the Jaquez. I met Captain Will. I met Tina Pow Pow, Coach Carter, seen Don on our way to the bus when I was outside walking bougie to the area. We're all in the same hotel. Seen Sienna and Lauren, Tamia, Kiki, all of them walk right by me, going to sit down to watch the game at the top. Corey saw her, yeah. Tessa saw her walking through the casino. SC could have won, but missed too many free throws. It was the free throws. Early on, when they were missing them, I was like, "Oh, that's not good. It's gonna come down to them free throws." Yeah, it was gonna come down to those free throws. That's how close, the game was. They were keeping it close. Texas is gonna now, when Texas returns the 3 players I mentioned. Yeah, you saw my photo with Pal Pal. Yeah, I told her.
That was cool. That was cool.
I told her, I said, "You're taller than I ever thought you." She said everybody tells her that. I don't know why she looks so short on the court. So that means I really look short on the court. I'm sorry. I gotta be like, because the ones that I thought were like my height, 5'8", 5'9", they're not. They're like taller. She's nice, and her parents were there, like her dad and them. Did I meet Kiki Rice? No. She walked by me though. Pow Pow, cool beans. Yeah, she's cool. She seemed okay. I didn't ask her, but she seemed 5'10". She seemed definitely 5'10". Not no 6 foot or nothing, but she's taller than me. She's just like an inch or so taller than me. As you can see in the photo. I was out trying to get something to eat. She was in the house. She was out there. She was like nobody there, like walking by. Oh, one more person was around, and like all of them, like did I see the Carolina? Oh, and then Ocott. She was sitting watching UCLA play Texas, and then Tessa. I think she was sat on the bench by herself before they all go in and get ready to come back out. Like I watched them warm up and stuff like that.
Drew, I will say this: UCLA looks pretty damn good with all their players scoring in double figures and stuff like that. They got a bunch of options to score in double
And
figures.
they don't even have Sienna yet, or Tamia.
And they didn't even have Lauren last game, and they still played really well.
Yeah. But Lauren does stuff like her presence inside and her defense. She alters shots, block shots, things like that. That's work. I mean, that'll work. You know, that'll work. And then once if she gets it in when she gets with pro players that can get the ball to her, pass better than college players can, then we'll see what she can do when she turns to score. We'll see what she can do because everybody's like, oh, we know what you're gonna do. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do that. You got two moves, whatever. Then we'll see. And she does try to take more shots from the outside and all that. It's something that she just have to put more time in and work on. But she'll have a job. She ain't gonna not have a job at 6'7".
Yeah. What did you think of? I don't know if you brought this up because I came late. What did you think of BYU versus what's their name, Vanderbilt?
I kind of saw a little bit. What you think?
I thought I was kind of concerned, and Tulip even said that it was a one woman show. It was a one woman show.
Not again. Not again.
She had like 20. She had like 27. BYU was like up. I saw a little bit of it. I was watching on the iPad. I saw that BYU was like up 11 early in the game, and then Vanderbilt came out back. I'm like, how are they ranked at the USC?
You know how they think Juju's a one woman show, right?
Say that again.
But you know how they think Juju is a one woman show, right?
Yeah.
McKay, she's not. Ju is not. Ju is like a different kind of one woman. Like there's other people around her where Michaela doesn't really have that. Like, and then Michaela, she's got to look for other players, like use her other players. She don't. She's she's like she's gonna go. Like it's easy to shut her down because she's just like I'm gonna score. I'm gonna score. I'm gonna score. I don't care how I'm gonna score, but I'm gonna score.
Mid D said it in the chat.
Yeah, and it's like that's easy to stop. Out of the teams you saw this weekend, based on your in game and out of game observation, which teams, coaches, players were all business, very more free, leisurely? Dang, that's a great question. I don't think any. I think they were. I think they were all business. They weren't very. I think they were all business.
I wouldn't say do.
I think they were all business. I don't think anybody took it lightly. I think Don did something very interesting, which was which was smart actually, which was to play everybody like even in a big game like against Texas, Like she wanted to get them. You could tell like she needs to get Tack in there. She needs to get Dowda in there. She needs to get Maddie going. She needs to get McDowell minutes. Like she has to do that. And it wasn't like the crowd was an X factor, but I will say that the crowd around me of Carolinas are a lot like Cess. They talk like Cess. They know Don so well. They know what's going to happen next, what should happen next. They know their team. They know where who's going to come in next. They know when like a 3 minute mark. I noticed with us and Texas, 3 minute and 45 in the third. It's usually when they took over, but they couldn't. They couldn't leave. They could because like we were in the game to like 3 minutes, 2 minutes into the third quarter, going into the fourth. We still had a chance, but it's like we ran out of gas, right? But losing by 17 is like, oh, you beat us by 17, but you know that if and they will tell you they know that if Juju was there, that would have been a different game. They know it, and they're very honest with that. They're very respectful about what who she is and what we have, and they always tell me we wanted Juju.
They
So,
admitted that.
oh yeah, they know
Okay.
that Juju
Okay.
makes a difference. They love her. They don't have no beef with. We don't have no beef with them either. Like we don't have beef with each other. Like that's not. Um, Don loves Jew. Like they hug before the game. Jew doesn't go up to coaches, and that's the only coach she go up to and hug. Like we don't have no beef with them. Like our beef is UCLA.
Mid D. Mid. No, hold on, Drew. Look what Mid D said. Look what Mid D said.
Oh, she said they still would have lost. Who's gonna start Juju? When that girl wants to take over, there's not a team in the country can stop her.
You know what Mid D told me? She said they would have thrown a bunch of bodies at her.
And then she would have passed it. But there's nobody that can stop her. There's nobody to guard. That's why when I was talking to MJ Lover, and he came to the chat that day, he said, "Okay, Jew, I see what you're talking about." And I was saying that the matchup between Paige and Juju, usually best players don't guard each other. But I was like, I didn't mean it for show. I meant it because there's nobody to guard her for them. Who? Who from UConn? Who? Who? Now I would like to see Raven on Juju.
That would be interesting.
And Juju's not gonna make her and she could do it the whole time. She doesn't need to have anybody else. Tessa stands too straight up and down for me. Like, you know. But the thing with Raven that makes it interesting is if you're 5'8" and under, she's gonna shoot over you. But Raven has those long arms. That's what helps her. Don't have to stop her, but contain her. Okay.
Define contain.
And then
Define
I
contain.
think okay, but then you got to stop Jazzy, and Jazzy would have had more chance to maturate, and she wouldn't have had as much gravity towards her with Juju on the court. That was the whole thing. Like her freshman year has been, and she's holding it down. She's holding it down. She's had a harder time of teams than Juju had her freshman year, and I'm proud of her because Juju didn't go through the gauntlet like
Jazzy. No, she didn't.
no, she didn't. Jazzy got thrown in a freaking fire.
Oh, look what Mid D said. She said, "I'm not trolling on Juju. I'm serious."
I know you are. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you because we won't be able to tell until next year. But who's gonna guard her next year? Who? Who's gonna guard her? Answer that. Who's gonna guard her next year? And trust me, Juju's not gonna be 100%. Now, I don't want to put that in the air like that because everybody's body is different, and
Yeah.
everybody heals differently. And she already was ahead of everyone, and she's can. She's gonna come back stronger, and she's an anomaly. She really an anomaly. She's really different. She's a different. I haven't seen a freshman like that, and Blake is nowhere near
No,
like that. A
Blake is
freshman,
really good, but not like that. No.
not like there's no guard like her there as a freshman. It's ridiculous. And until you see her in person, you won't get what I'm saying. Like it's ridiculous. Hard pressed to find one person container one. They throw doubles and triples at her. Like who nobody's guarded like that. Raven may be the best for the task. Raven may be the best. KK tries. Um, Hannah, no, Hannah wasn't it. Sony was pretty good, like because she was her height. But it still wasn't Sonya Citron by herself.
No.
They still wall. They can say that all day long, but it ain't true. I was there. They're still walling her off. And if Kiki would have played up to par, no. Mm-mm. But the fact of the matter is, when she wants to take over, she will take over, and that's the difference. And you can't stop her. Who's the Hannah? Hannah. I talked to Malia Jacob,
Okay.
and I asked her. I said, when Hannah picked you, when you guys were in 1-4 low, she grabbed your arm, and she said she did. She fouled her to get
Oh
that.
yeah, I saw her video. She said she was showing like scratches on. She was showing like scratches.
She was getting fouled. But I saw her at the game yesterday, and I asked her, and she went out. No, the game after the Notre Dame, because they didn't go around this yesterday, but the game after the game, and she said, yeah. And I told her when it happened and how she did it. And so when you spent, she grabbed you with the left arm, pulled your left arm back, and then she had scratches, and then she's getting banged like her forearm. Like you can touch, but you can't slam down on somebody's arm. Like she's hitting her arms, and she gets it's slick. I told her it's just a slick. She's just being real slick at it, but she's not. She's fouling a lot. What are the lead defenders in college basketball? That's a great question. I'm trying to think who's gonna.
Kennedy Smith is one of them.
I'm trying to think who's gonna guard Jew next year. Like, but I tell you, like I said, if Jew will bring up the ball a lot, and she's gonna point a lot. But I'm gonna tell you, if we don't have no problems like we did with Jazzy getting rattled a bit and being nervous, I think Sanaya. She was at the game yesterday. She's about 6'3" and a half,
Yeah.
and she got a freaking pro body, bro. Like it's our
I heard she got
perimeter.
bounced also. I heard she can jump also. Like she got bounced.
Oh
I
my
heard.
god. Oh, and Kitty got hella bounce. Like they all, oh, the perimeter is gonna be deadly, and which will give Sataya Fagan room to move. Viv is getting better. Um, Mendez is going to have a great look at the rim. Um, Laura, I mean, they're athletic. They battled with SC. They were skying in the air. They just don't know how to really go back up with it. Yeah, we work on that. They're still young. We work on their footwork. We work on powering it up and stuff like that. It's going to be a nice, beautiful battle with SC in Columbia. It's going to be great. Like same way Texas. The only thing we don't have is an old acre, you know, like a big body or an Ocott or something like that. Like, but we may not need it, because we're just going to be dealing with Joyce. With I don't know what year Dada is. Tack is a big body, but like I said, Ocott got in foul trouble, and just like we got her in foul trouble when Juju was out of the game and we beat Mississippi State. She wasn't a factor.
No, she wasn't a factor in that game.
She was fouling Kiki and everything. Like and all of them can shoot, can bring up the ball. Transition is gonna be crazy because it ain't gonna be a bunch of dribbling. They're gonna be flying up and down the court.
And
Kyrie.
speaking of defense, we have Pity coming off the bench for defense also. That's a plus.
For sure, for sure. And Pity, I told her to start shooting. She's shooting more. Ryan Fostier can shoot. If she wants to stay, well, she's got it. She drove to the hoop. Like there's like there's the thing about it is I need a team that can stop doubling Jew. Like I need Jew to be one on one, like everybody else in the country can be.
They're not going to
Because
do
if,
that next year.
because if you think that you're gonna throw three people or two people at her and not know that anybody that catches the ball on my team is not gonna score, you're crazy.
They're not going to do that next year.
They can't do. They better not do that because you're gonna get burned.
Hey, that'll be like
Just
that's going to be like
like
20 assists for Drew. That's going to be like
yeah,
20
yeah.
assists for Drew.
Kyrie, you're right. She can, but I was just saying, like, we have transition ball. You're right. She can actually go three. She can actually play three. But so can Jazzy, but more so Jude probably could. You're right. Like a wing, be more of a wing. Either one of them, because Jazz is playing in her position this year, and that's probably why she's facing with our type of offense. That's why they're like, oh shoot, they think of her like Jude. That's why when they come at her, she drives through them and she euros like Jude. Like you don't think Jude teaches? I mean, she already did that, but that's her game, you know. And now because like Kennedy's passed some dimes, but they can't catch as well. But now when she does it, oh, it's money. But I do agree with Kyrie. Like I saw Jude play. I was thinking the same thing at wing, as a wing, and even posting. Even Kennedy's going down there and posting. Uh, Jazzy's been posting, but they're not getting it to her. Like but once if she posts and then she turns to the rim, she's right there. And then she's lefty, so she turns the way you think she's not gonna turn. I mean, there is, but she's on our team. Uh, Kyrie, I mean, she maybe playing closer to the basket, yeah. Because you're right, Kyrie. Because Jew got the midi all day.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. It's gonna be interesting. I think their IQ is high. I think they will. Sanaya and Jackie are used to each other, and Sanaya passes really well. She can be a point actually, as big as she is. Like she reads the floor. She's not selfish. She's not uh, looking to score all the time. She's looking for like they'll look for the best open person. The best shot, and they all can dribble.
Yeah.
And that's how it was when I was looking at Texas. Everybody was like whoever he put on the floor, it was like they're all a threat. Like when I can name all your players, that means that you're all a threat. You can't look away from Roy. You can't look away from Jordan. You can't look away from Madison. You can't, and that's what people tried to do is crowd Madison, but Madison wasn't worried about it because she had Carlton and she has Oldacre, she got Bree Cunningham, she had so many weapons she didn't need to press, and she got to the open spot, and that's what they do. They looking for the open. That's how you play. You look for the open because certain sides of the court, certain spots in the court are just wide open, and you got to be able to knock it down, and that's what they were doing.
Drew, I have a question for you. I want to get your opinion on this. This is about Jersey Robinson because Tulip asked this in another chat. Where would she best fit? Where was she best fit for college? Because some people were saying UConn, some people were saying LSU, some people were saying Texas. So I want to hear your opinion on this.
UConn.
Damn. Because Tulip disagreed on that. I was like, I don't know.
I heard somebody say that if she goes, that Dawn would build around her, which I was shocked because I've never seen her build around a guard, except for maybe Tiffany Mitchell. It's really hard for me because I don't really see her at any of those teams that she narrowed it down to.
What are the teams she narrowed it down to?
I think it was like South Carolina. I don't LSU and UConn, but I don't
Okay.
hear her talk about UConn. I don't know. I don't. And I was completely like, you need to go to UCLA. You need to stay home. Or a secondary playmaker. Look how much Juju improved her passing game. Yes, you're right. Yeah. I mean, she's a playmaker. Like, she's going to be like, she's the vet, like, at that point. Because technically, that would be her senior year. And they still kind of look to her like she's coaching from the bench. Like, she knows the game. And, you know, like, I could see Sanaya cutting towards the free throw catch, turn, and face the basket. If she don't want to, she get back in. Like, I can see her like catch, turn, and look. And then once she becomes a triple threat, it's over. Once Jazzy turns, look, triple threat over. Juju, triple threat over. If somebody comes and sets a screen for Juju, she's a great passer. She's gonna pass it, um, and it's off to the races. Like, none of this like catch like when Rhea or Kiki would catch it, it just looked like they look mechanical. Like, okay, what do I do now? Or Kiki would turn and it should be a drop in the bucket and she overshoots it, or she shoots too hard, or she'll drive and they call it charge. And I'm like, that's why I knew her game would be better for the pros, because it's like anytime Kiki make contact with anybody, it's a foul. It's like, oh my God, because she was bigger and stronger than everybody, and it wasn't no charge. It's like, come on now, she couldn't catch a break. Imagine another off season with all the film she's been watching, all the film, um, the behind the scenes training that she's doing, her form shooting, the dribbling. I seen her yesterday, and now she looks straight up and down. She's thin. She doesn't have the muscle yet that she had built up to, but
Yeah,
I seen her take a jumper at like, but she doesn't leap real high. She just takes a just the flick of the wrist, like, oh, like I didn't have to jump real high out either for the 3 pointer, and she just knocks it in. Like, I think it's just gonna make so much more sense um, for her game. It's gonna improve her game a lot.
Jazzy's gonna be a killer next year. Jesus
And
Christ.
then you're sitting over here paying attention to Sanaya, then you're paying attention to Juju, then you're gonna forget about Jazzy streaking down to the to
You gotta play
flying.
one. You gotta play one on one with everybody. You can't double team nobody on that team.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Oh wait, you the Taya. Is this how you say her name? Taya Fagan. You gotta worry about her also.
You gotta worry about some Tay. Yes, Tay. They call her
Actually,
Tay.
speaking of her, she won like under.
Yeah,
She won an award or something like that.
yeah, yeah. Of the year, player of the year for her age group. Yeah, in her area. Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
wait, that's gonna be fun.
It's
Next year's
gonna
gonna
be fun to watch. It's gonna be Showtime. You know, um, like Lakers Showtime. But again, after watching the big bodies yesterday, you know how you guys are always saying, dude, you guys need a big body. You need a big. And I was like, no, we don't. But when I saw them yesterday, I was like, yeah, we might need a big body.
Hope was telling me about that in the chat earlier. Like we need big badly. That's what she kept saying to me.
I mean, you can say that, but if you're knocking down outside shots like, say, Michigan, you don't.
That's
You
why I
got to
brought up
shoot
her.
her. You know what I mean. You look at Michigan; they don't have a big body, but the way that they shoot and the way I like Olsen. Olsen to come in there and attack, because Olsen is a soccer player, so she real rough and she don't care. She'll bang in there, and then but I watched the end of the game. Remember, I told you. I'll be honest with you. I didn't see truly the end of the game. Just highlight. What's her name was unconscious. Sila is
I
a
saw that
nut.
whole game. I was watching that whole game.
Sila, oh my God, she
There was
is.
literally a stream of me on somebody's stream of us freaking out of Silas Ford's hitting these threes, and oh my
Sila,
goodness.
Sila was Dinotrosy 2.0. Like Sila does this against ranked teams. Notice, but if you put her against a non-ranked team and the speed is not the same or the urgency is not, she don't play like that, right? Because she's not. She said, "I'm not trying to be a scoring champ or not." It's not her thing. But when she was letting it fly in the last few seconds and everything like it, between her and AZ Foot, that release is sick. The catch and shoot, the catch and shoot with Sila is deadly. It's deadly. I've never seen anything like that in a long time. She's deadly. She's scary. She's deadly.
No, she is. She is.
And when when AG does it, I can just about tell you if it's going in. Hers, I have no idea. The way she catches it and lets it go, I'm like, is it going? I don't know. And when it does, and it's so pure and it drops through, it's like she meant to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That kid in the next, I can't wait if she continues to develop in the next 2 years, even more. So she'll have a place in the W for sure.
Dude, what do you think of Texas' team next year with all the recruits that they have and the players they're going
to? Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! And with the ones that they have now, oh my gosh, they're gonna be right there. They ain't gonna be coming in ranked number 4 or 5, 4 at the beginning of the season.
Tulip tried to add that jersey to that team. I said, Tulip, what are you doing?
Man, that's enough, dog. That's enough.
Tulip said that would have been they would have won the Natty if they added Jersey Robinson to that team. I said, goddamn, Tulip.
Jersey is just big. She's big. She's strong. She gives you that aggressive guard play that you need. That you really need. And oh my gosh, Kyrie! I just said that when I saw her yesterday. Kids playmaking is looking more like Etiwanda days. That's what it was. They put her back into because you had Puff and Grace and her. And she actually played yesterday like she did for Etiwanda. Yeah. Once she gets more comfortable with her new ways of scoring, she might go to the facilitating. Yeah, she'll be like that, a facilitator. And they always look for her. Shots are just not falling. They always look for her. It's not like I hear people say, develop it. No, we giving her the ball. That's not it. And that's what she gets. She's a perfectionist, CeCe Clay said, and she gets down on herself about that, which she doesn't need to. But her shots will start falling because she'll have a little bit more time to get set and things like that. But she looked exactly yesterday like she did at Etiwanda with the facilitating, like a Alyssa Thomas type facilitator. That's going to open up her offense a lot. Yeah, absolutely. Kyrie, you got it. That's what she went. It's funny. I said that to myself. That you read my mind. I didn't want to say because I didn't know if anybody here knew her in the Etiwanda days like that. But that's exactly how she played for Etiwanda. Because I was like, why does everybody keep on saying Ken needs to do this, she needs to be more? I'm like, that's not what she did at Etiwanda. She was always in the right place at the right time. But she's a facilitator, and she's a defensive guru. Yeah, Jersey still hasn't committed yet. And I just don't, honestly, I don't like any of the teams that she narrowed it down to. I just don't. Jacob, I don't. I'm looking at Carolina. I don't see it. I don't see it at LSU. I don't see any of what you guys are saying.
Jersey reminds me of a player that
I don't see what Don wants with her. I just don't see it. I could be wrong.
That type of player that wants to be like the star and not like being a system.
yes. Yeah, because her class, that's what, dictates for her to do. Like Juju had other players around her. She had other players around her for real at Sierra. You know, like whether people she wasn't out there just like taking over like that. You know what I'm saying? She pushed the ball right. She had McKinley. She had um, Arenas. She had number 31. I never know her name. The Asian girl, the big girl. She even
Oh,
has she
Crystal Wang.
yeah. She had Wang. She had other little shooters. Like it wasn't like that. Now, when it was her senior night, and you get the ball to the senior when she had the 61, yeah, like she put it down, but she looks totally different from high school to college. Juju got better,
Yeah.
like even better, like, and her usage. If she hadn't had the usage and the offensive talent that she had for USC with the Ivies, they wouldn't have won. They needed her to do everything she did. They would have never been to the Elite Eight if she hadn't have done that. They had no one to score like her when it against top teams. There was nobody that can do that. Forbes could get down, but then
She was
trust me,
inconsistent.
she was kind of inconsistent, and she would get hot, but she couldn't average 27.
No.
We needed 27 from Juju. We needed it. She said what? Oh, nah, I'm about to get on Tulip for her green next street. Yeah, where's Tulip at? Where's my Tulip at? I need to talk. Tulip being greedy.
Let me see if HD and them are on because she's probably over there.
Yeah, she's being greedy. I don't, I felt like Jersey would love to be with us, but you gotta sometimes when you're on a bomb team, coming off the bench is not a bad thing because you can still your coach he really knows how to balance your minutes, and just know that Jude's gonna be gone one day and Malia's gonna be gone. Eventually then Ken, you know, you should just naturally want to just maturate to the top. You can't come in and just be the star like if you want to play for a top team.
No.
Now, do you want to be bold enough to be a part of a building of a team? Sure, then yeah. But if you can be patient like that, because look at UCLA, they're not gonna have Ken, Charlize Ledger Walker be gone. Like you, why are you not thinking about them? Like I don't know. Um, um, she didn't even think about Notre Dame. I don't know. I only see a couple of videos her in high school playing was the first thing I noticed. Yeah, it was exactly yesterday for sure. Yesterday was so people be like, I'd be like, what is it that you thought that you want Kennedy to do more of? Because she shoots more with us than she did in high school. That's what I just don't understand that. And like she, it's her shots, they're gonna start falling. They're falling, and when they hit, they're pure. They're the right shot. She gets to drive to the hole. She gonna get it. It's all gonna come together. But we ask her to do so many different things with that team. Like she had to like be a upperclassman before it was time for her to be an upperclassman out there.
Yeah.
And you gotta just give her a break because it's like it's a lot going on, and she's trying to figure out. But she's great. She's doing fine. She's fine. She's in every category of where she needs to be. I do think she should be 10 points and over though for sure.
That's
But
fine.
once she not if the shots would fall, then oh for sure she's getting a lot of shots. But after playing the kind of D that she does, I know because I did it. And then you asking somebody, legs to be there. It's like it's hard because if you shoot, you don't even get a chance to beat it to get back if they hit you in transition. It's hard because you're still following through where they're already taking off. So you can't even like turn and help, defend. Then who else is going to sprint back? Jazzy's starting to do it now. She's starting to, but Jazzy's also getting in there for boards, and she's doing a really good job at it. She's doing a really good. Because I was like, where are the guards? Like, you gotta get in there and get some boards because the girls they box out, but nobody was grabbing the ball, or they couldn't, or they're getting boxed out, and neither team could get the ball. Somebody like Raven would just snatched it up. So they probably one thing I love about U.S. Trojans, they'll look at film and they don't repeat the same mistakes over and over. Like they really try to clean up clean up their mistake. And this year what I love is like we have so many more inbound plays. Oh man, we have so much more trickery going on with that and scoring off of that. A lot more inbound plays. So that's probably I think Nikki brought that over from UCLA. They always had the inbound plays. In LA, we used to in our travel teams and pro am games. We would call it our inbound plays UCLA, which kind of stemmed from Wooden Days, John Wooden Days, like so. Yeah. So okay. So tomorrow, who am I watching? Who are we
It's
watching?
it's Tennessee versus UCLA. That's a big game. Let me see the other ones.
Jacob. UCLA needs to win.
They
Okay.
should. They should be able
And
to.
so the game is at UCLA, huh?
Let me see.
Should I go? I hate going to Westwood. When I
One
go to Westwood, it's like, it's
one
like
thirty.
about 1:30.
Yep.
Oh man, I gotta leave up. Then I gotta find parking. I have a feeling it's not gonna be. It could be crowded. It could be.
Maybe it depends.
It depends because it is a holiday. I should go. Should I go see them? What do I want to see from Tennessee though?
So the games of tomorrow are Fairfield versus Iowa, Indiana versus Iowa State, Pennsylvania versus Texas, Bella Bellamont Bellarmine. I don't know how to say that versus Louisville.
Bellarmine. Is that Bellarmine?
Bellarmine versus Louisville. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be good. Okay.
Connecticut versus Xavier. Okay, that's a wash. Grambling State versus Baylor. Like I said, Tennessee versus UCLA. Well, the thing you asked me. Let me repeat that. Oklahoma versus Florida State. Michigan State versus Clemson.
Mm. I might just want to stay here and catch these games. Nah, I'm not try. I'm not gonna go see Tennessee. I'll just watch it. I'll just watch it. I'm going to the game on Tuesday. We play who we play St. Mary's on Tuesday.
I can check. Tuesday. St. Mary, yeah, you're right.
All right, all right. And then we play Washington. Avery Howland, Savvy Sellers. That's a Big Ten game.
That's gonna be an interesting matchup.
That's good. That's gonna be one of our, because aren't they ahead of us?
Uh,
No, they're not, huh?
well, let me see where they're ranked.
If we lose to them, we'll drop closer to 25, I think.
Did you hear that Oklahoma State barely beat Miami?
Yeah,
They should be out of the top 25.
yeah.
They should be out of the top 25.
But that's not Chavez.
No, Oklahoma State.
Yeah,
Yeah, they need to be out of the top 25.
they're in the top 25.
Yeah, they are. They're 24th.
Oh my goodness. What's Washington, Jacob?
Let me check.
Man, stuff is gonna be changing on Monday, Jacob. Ooh wee.
They are ranked. They're ranked
what are they?
22nd.
Oh no, we can't lose to Washington, bro. We cannot. You know it's gonna be crazy, Jacob. I'm
What?
actually gonna see UConn in person, and from there, they're expected to win, of course. So But even still, if I see any cracks in their armor, I'm gonna let you know what they are.
What do
Okay.
you mean crack them? Oh, like their weaknesses? Okay.
Yep, I'm gonna let you know what they are when I see them, and they better not show no cracks.
Well, a
Cause
lot
you
of people
know,
were saying that about versus Michigan. They were already saying that, like their
yeah,
weaknesses in Michigan. They were already saying that.
they already saying it, and who can exploit it is the thing. You can see cracks in somebody's armor, but can you exploit it? Like sometimes, I mean, Michigan didn't have, like there were cracks, right? But
Yeah.
Michigan didn't have. It wasn't their fault. They did everything right. They did everything right that they could, but they didn't have whatever they needed, uh, to take over. Like Coach G did. She had. We just, what made us so successful last year. Thank you, Louis. What made us so successful? Because I know people looked at us last year like we're not scary. What do we have? We're not dead. You only have Juju. Oh, maybe Kiki. But we had size. We matched up better with UCLA. We matched up better with UConn than anybody else did. And that's it. We matched up better, and we have Juju. Is it me, or does the Elite Eight look extremely predictable? It just looks predictable, right?
It
Certain
kind
things,
of
certain things do kind of do, and I still think that even with my team, I really think that we could be in the top eight. I'm not worried about where we're at right now. I really feel like that we are in the top eight because one thing that happens over time is injuries, predictability, um, who's in the top, who's in the best shape, who improves their area of weakness. And then sometimes a coach, because nobody really changes, like Texas and South Carolina remind me of us and UCLA, where we know what they're going to do and they sort of know what we're going to do. So what are we going to do? You know, it just comes down to that. Like, because last year I was so disappointed in LSU because I was like, you had Lauren Betts out of the game, which seemed like a whole quarter, and you didn't
yeah.
do
Foul
nothing.
trouble. Yeah.
I was so disappointed. I was like, take advantage. Take advantage. Now. Now's your time. And something just wouldn't kick in with them. So, having for Wiley there, it's gonna help. I think they just got a better team. Even though Anissa Morrow, she's the bomb. But I remember last year she got hit so hard. I was like, oh my God. And then Flage, when you got shin splints, that ain't no joke. She was not. She could be in there all she wants, but I knew she wasn't fully healthy. I know she wasn't. But if you're not, even if you're not, you got some pieces. LSU got some pieces.
Yeah, they do.
So yeah.
Just
So
no size.
yeah, yeah. So but you still ain't got that height between USC and Baylor. Those are the most unlikely team to shake up the rankings and cause upset. Man, I remember when Juju had to play Baylor to get out of the
It was
to
the
get to
Elite
the
Eight, I
Sweet
believe.
16 or something like that. Sweet 16. Yeah, Sweet 16. Because Elite Eight we played UConn, right?
Oh, I'm
So
slow. My bad. My bad. My bad.
that was a hard game. Like Baylor could have won, honestly. They should have against a team like a new, Ivy League team. But one thing he did was he exploited Padilla so bad. He took advantage of Padilla so bad. I was so mad at Gino. He knew she, she couldn't guard you down low. Like he took it to her, and she just got rattled. She would, how Padilla would hit our threes, like
Yeah.
just she got so rattled, like, and then for 8 minutes, Ford was not passing Drew the ball. I was like so pissed off. I was like, I'm done. I'm so done. I would have cried too. And she's a freshman. What's she gonna say? She couldn't say, "Give me the ball." Like, she's not that kind of person. But I was like, she needed to be. She should have been like, "Give me the goddamn ball." Or if she didn't say it, her coach should have said it. Between USC and Baylor, okay, boy, she almost shot us out that game. You admit, yes. She said, "Yeah, but Kenzie did not shoot that well that again. Well, not Baylor, but
USC
UConn,
neither.
UConn, UConn.
They both didn't shoot that well. They both shot a lot of. They both shot around like the same amount of shots. I looked at it. I was like kind of surprised at that too. I said like, oh,
Yeah, I was like, I know you're trying to use you as a decoy, but you're doing it way too long. This woman has not touched the ball." And then that's when what's his name from Portland, Dillard said something on Twitter.
oh,
You want
Damien. I know who you're talking about.
yeah, Damian
Damien Lillard.
Dillard.
Yeah,
He
I know.
even said it. I was like, thank God somebody said it because Damian was like, "What are you doing? You better get her the ball. You ain't learned by now." And then she got it, and she dotted Paige's eye twice at the top of the key. And that's when Lindsay was starting to like. I was questioning her, like, Lindsay, you cannot be loyal to them. I know you've known for it for you. You cannot. Do you want to get to the Final Four? The child deserves to get to the Final Four. She deserves it because the closer she gets to it, the more you're gonna see what Juju is, how she's built. They didn't. I meant specifically Baylor. Yep, the Baylor. You meant, yeah, that's the one I thought you meant because that's the one I was like, what are y'all doing? Like Forbes would get to shooting and shooting. Like, yes, you did help. You did win the Pac-12. You did get us through that. But you're fading right now. Your game is so like you can't even make the pros. It's so one dimensional, sweetheart. Like, no, no, no. Give the child the ball. Like, come on. So get it back if you're open, but child, no. Ooh, I'm so glad when they're
I
gone.
think I
And
know.
then,
I think I know why she did it. She did it. I'm not excusing her. I think it's because like they were too focused on Juju, just saying like, okay, let me get some steam off of her. So then if they focus,
well, yeah, for a minute, but they
yeah,
went way
yeah,
too long
I agree
after
with
that.
you. I agree with you.
I know what yeah, I totally agree with you on that. That's what they were doing, and that was the right thing to do until it wasn't. And then it was just like, I forgot she was in the game. Juju was in the game. And since she was standing there like wide open, I was like, will you swing the ball to the other side? Goodness gracious. Oh. So, yeah. So, I just have nightmares. So that's why I was telling MJ, I was like, oh. And I'm so glad she said it on her program. She was like, I'd be lying. I wouldn't be honest if I wasn't thinking about getting him back. That's why I was like, you made Juju cry. You do that. She cried. You don't think that she wants to get you? When she sees you again, and I don't care if it's at stores, she's gonna eat them up. She's gonna eat you up, Paige. She's gonna show you. You can clearly see the difference of skill in her and Paige at that moment when they played. It was like, and Paige is here, Juju's here, but you could see that she could dominate her whenever she wanted. Yeah, Juju and Bedelia were most of the impactful players offensively in that tournament. Yeah, yeah. Until he picked on her. Um, and Aaliyah Edwards, we made her look brilliant. Like, ugh, we just made her look, because the game before that, UConn Duke muddied that up so bad. I thought they were trash, and they were getting to the free throw line and were fouling out. Like Nika Mew couldn't guard you. No, KK, none of them. No one knew what to do with her, and they were fouling out. And then when we found they couldn't make free throws, but Duke, if you go back and look at Duke and UConn game before that, it was a hot mess. Then they get to us, and they just look totally like, okay, but they still couldn't make free throws. So I was like, okay, let's get them into that type of a chaotic game and see what we go from there. So that's why I always say, like, somebody else said to me in my DM, Juju is taking notes. She keeping receipts. So what South Carolina did, what Notre Dame did, anybody that's beaten us this year, she's taking notes. You gonna see. You gonna have to face her next year. She's sitting there. She ain't happy. She's not happy at all. She's watching. Keep watching. And you ain't gonna hide behind AD Fudd and Page. I don't know who else they're getting. If there'll be, it would be Kaylee Heckle and KK at the top and Ashlyn Shade. Is that what we doing? What? She was cooking Nika Mule 1v1? Yeah.
No, she was.
She was cooking Nika Mule. And Nika was like that they hardcore defender. Where was she? She too short for Jules. She just gotta shoot over her. That's why Hannah doesn't guard her, because she's just gonna shoot over her. And so that was smart, now Olivia got a little bit more height, Sony got a little bit more height. So yeah, and whether we want to believe it or not, one player can be that good. Can be that. Look at Sarah Strong. Sometimes Sarah I saw Sarah blocking shots the other day. She was all over. But then towards the end of Michigan game, I didn't really see. Where was Sarah? You know what I mean? And then where did Big Sarah go? Like sometimes it gets muddied, it gets crazy, and it's like, okay, what do they go to? They probably go to Fudd, but it's like, what is their, or they slow it down, maybe get it to half court game, I guess. But what is UConn? What does UConn rely on when a game is close and the minutes are few? Like, what is their thing? I don't know yet, because I don't know what their. I haven't seen it happen, and I have seen that over and over with USC. Like, if we are close to you, I would favor us. That's one thing she'll do. Just like you saw with even this year with North Carolina State. If it's a close game, she'll draw up something, and people are like, what does Lindsay do? What adjustments? If she makes adjustments, if you're close enough to us, she will draw something up on your ass. Now, whether they execute it,
that's a different story.
That's not on her, because you saw what happened when Jazzy. If we drew that up for Jazzy and she shot a little bit over, right? How many times is Jazzy really gonna do that? She was wide open. It was just a putback. It should have been just like a banker or a layup, and she missed it. I'm not mad at her, but I know that, again, we drew that. She unselfish.
You should have thought Chicago Cheetah's comments. She was going off on Lindsay Gottlieb in the YouTube comments.
Why? We drew the right play. People are going to. The game is a game of runs. The game is a game of runs. Ole Miss did it to us. UConn did it to us. A lot of people, they're going to close in on you. We're going to close in on team too. North Carolina State was up 11. What did we do? We came back under this game of runs. South Carolina was up like that too against Texas. They did the same thing. So that's basketball. But you gonna tell me you don't see her? What are you blaming Lindsay for? We drew the play. Jazzy missed it.
I saw a comment where Chicago said she's doing the same thing, expecting a different result, referring to last year's team when she failed that team, allegedly.
How did we fail? Juju got hurt. What did we fail?
Because we didn't make it to the Final Four.
How can we make it to the Final Four without our best player? How many people can do that? We got to the Elite Eight without our best player. If we were so reliant on Juju, we wouldn't have got to the Elite Eight. And we lost by 14. What the fuck your team lose by?
20 plus.
You ain't never seen this. I tell you guys this all the time. Lindsay ain't lost by more than 20 points, only to Utah. And where was Utah at the end of the day?
I think they were in the playoffs.
These are student athletes. Yeah, okay. They got school. They got new to travel, and you're gonna drop some in between, you know, on the road and things like that. Different things happens, cramps, all kind of stuff. Everybody's cramping at the same time. You don't know. So, but when it matters, where are we? How can you talk trash about Lindsay? Lindsay didn't do nothing wrong. She took her without Juju, an emotional let. You know how much of an emotional letdown? She regathered, retooled in real time, and put together a team that looked. Some were trying to say even better without her. Kiki gets there. Kiki's supposed to take over. She was battling with Sarah. She was battling, but Rhea gets 23 and 10. Come on now. You
Yeah.
lose by 14. You don't think Juju would have scored 14 points? Come on.
You don't
She
think
was
Kim
out.
Jong
She
Un
was
would have
on her
played
way to.
better?
She was just like Paige. She was on her way to average 30 through the rest. She was about to take over. That's why when she took off, I could see her like, let's run up this score so we can sit down because we're gonna blow Mississippi out. And then we get to Kansas. Kansas was doing their thing. We saw Kansas with a big game, and then Kansas is unheard of. They get demolished, and now we're gonna face UConn again. And UConn, when I see them, they don't know. They look scared. They're looking all around. They don't really know what to do at this point. They don't really know what to do with us. They really didn't, because Kennedy was balling too, and you know, Paige. This would have been a desperate call to like Paige was going to have to earn it. Trust me, she was going to have to earn it. That's all I can tell you. She was going to have to earn it to get by us. And then we were going to face UCLA again. And then because we lost by 3, really, we shouldn't have fouled. We would have lost by 2 or 1. We were going to do what we do to UCLA and be in the finals, period. When I finished talking to the fellas, you saw me with the panel with your boys, Zoe and all of them. They did. By the time when I finished, they're like, yeah, you're right. You're probably going to play. Yes, I know I'm right. We were going to play South Carolina.
Which
And I
one
was
are you?
not,
Which one
and
are
I
you
was not
referring
afraid
to?
to. Huh?
Which stream are you referring to? Because I remember you were in 2 streams. Are you referring to the one that you were in with Seth, or the other one?
The other one.
Oh, I think I remember that one with HD. When that was HD stream, you decided to stream that one
Yeah,
as well.
because I was trying to get in. I was trying to get into my phone. I was dealing with my mom at the time, but I had to get that off my chest. Seth was there and everything, but Seth was just talking, but we're just listening. But the bottom line was we were going to face each other. And just like I told her from the very beginning of the season in October, I said, we're going to play you guys. And then she forced me to say, well, who do you think will win? So, of course, I'm going to be loyal to the Trojans. But my point is a generational talent like you that has a machine behind her that knows she hasn't even shown you everything that she can do. She has not quite shown you, like, she's one of those players that Paige didn't even have a moment like that where if Aaliyah wouldn't have set the moving screen and Paige took that shot, that would have put her in the annals of what I've seen Rebecca Lobo do, or what I've seen Maya Moore do, what I've seen Diana Taurasi do. That shot was going to be heard around the world. That was going to be her legacy shot right there.
Yeah.
And that would have been her legacy game. Like, you're not going to get her that close to her goal, to her dream that she dreamt of, and not think that she's going to make the right pass or the right decision, or that she would be the gravity that opens it up for Kiki or Kennedy or Avery Howe, Heckle, any of them, Malia, anybody could have done it, but it was going to come down to, like, because if you watch the UCLA game, they were missing their shots constantly, to the point where she was like, and they were getting, Betts was killing them. So she's like, okay, I got to drop down here and block this shot. I'm going to have to score here. I'm going to have to, like, she had to do that. And then the next game, everybody was a lot more confident. She's working the ball. She's hitting her threes. Everything is fine. And everybody's contributing. And everybody felt confident against UCLA. Everybody at that point. But that first game, They was tripping. She had to do that. And that's the kind of player and person that she is. And that's what you get her to the finals, she knows what to do in those moments to win. Period. Because she took over when we barely lost to UConn in that first time in the league. She took over then. But she had big heads trying to make the league. So your seniors are trying to do extra and be the hero when you should have. Sometimes you got to defer. Sometimes you got to you got a page or you got somebody on your team like that. You go with the hot hand. You go with what works. If it's Camila Cardoso, if it's Aaliyah Boston, if it's Angel Reese, like you go to the player that works the best under pressure because it's not pressure to them. Like now Iowa, I couldn't even tell you like who they should go to. Gabby Marshall, I would have went to personally, because what does Caitlin do? Caitlin doesn't mix it up. She still relies on. She's passing it, but she's like trying to get it inside and so on and so forth. But Gabby was hitting.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I like Gabby Marshall. I think she was hitting. I can't remember if Kate Martin was hitting.
Which game are you referring to?
When Iowa lost, like when they're in the championship, like why they didn't like they were huffing and puffing. But Lisa Bruder, she was only playing like 5 or 6 people.
Yeah, she did. She basically played only like 2 players off the bench. I saw it.
That's it. Like I was like, and I was looking at them. They were like huffing. They were so tired. They were so tired. They just didn't have it. They just did not have it. And then in both games, like they're just running out of gas. So
yeah.
So that's my take on it. So I don't know what you're saying, like what you think, what they did any different. Like they ran South Carolina off the floor. They ran UCLA, but you not running us off the floor. Like what is it that you don't see that we could not get by them? What was it that what did you see that I didn't see?
Nothing.
So yeah. So that's the past. It's over. We didn't get a chance to do it. Still didn't get ran off the floor without you. So you don't think that she could score 17 points? You're sadly mistaken.
You don't think Kiki and them would have played better?
It would have took a little pressure off of them to score better. And then if Rhea would have stayed the way she was, because she figured things out, no one was stopping her inside. So, but I hope Ju comes back ready to be able to facilitate more. And like Kyrie was saying, if she's doubled it, she's tripled it, she's learned how to pass out, and if she has players that can finish. And with that, I would love to see that with her. I would love to see her play with players that not even just in transition, just in half court offense that can like score really big. I mean, I love that game when we were in Paris and how they were battling and running and running. It just came out the gate like that. That was really good. Yeah, but like again, how do we stop losing our lead? That's the thing that we have to figure out. Can we? But I don't mean just like South Carolina had the lead this weekend when I was in Vegas. They lost their lead. Teams aren't going to just roll over.
No.
They're going to come at you, and it's hard to hold on. Because what she did was she slowed up the game, but it worked in Texas's favor. Where I was like, no, keep pushing, keep pushing it, Don. And when she slowed up, they took off. And then you got to try to, build back your momentum to get in transition again. And it wasn't there. But it was great though, Jacob. I ain't gonna lie. It was great. It was great seeing that. And let's not rule out her shooting getting better when she comes back either. Yeah, when I saw her take the like Kennedy had it on her blog and she was just taking a set shot and it was so pure and her form was like her shoulders and her arms was like the ball was just like she did a little step. She was pretending to shoot like LeBron, the step. You know how he steps to the side and she
Yeah.
closed up and she pulled it and I was like, dang, you ain't barely even jump. Like if she gets that, Kyrie, like and you know, because somebody was like, not in the chats, but somewhere else, like Juju's style of play is so physical that like with her knee, I don't know that she would come back playing or having to play like that. But because I remember Paige was real ginger about her knee, and AZ came back like a wrecking ball. She didn't care, and then she got hurt again, and then Paige did too. So I'm sure that
Ju-
yeah,
my
huh?
bad. I was about to add. Malia was ruled out last game because of an injury, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
they
okay.
didn't say it. They didn't say it, but I think that's what it was.
Because Mike and live Mike and Tulip were asking me like, where's Malia at?
Oh yeah, because she has a her forearm that she has a sleeve on. Underneath it is tape, this black tape stuff.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of like Lauren when Lauren fell on her elbow against Duke. After the game, I saw big ice on her elbow, and then it was like they tried to warm it up, like to see if she could, and then it was kind of like, let's just wait. It's not worth it, you know. It's not. They didn't need her.
No.
So I would have did the same thing. Don't play her because, like you said, they got to play Tennessee, and then I don't even know where she fits at against that game against Tennessee. It could, I mean, it could work in her favor because they don't, they have Spear, but they don't really have anyone dominant. Like, and how's she gonna get up and down the court? Like, I'm curious. UCLA can run with Tennessee, but I'm just curious, like where does I want to see how she plays Betts if she plays her. I want to see how she plays her tomorrow. So,
Betts is
hey,
too slow for me. She is.
but yeah, but this is, but I know, but this is gonna be, because Cheryl is there, right? Because I think Cheryl is gonna try to get her second round, or maybe Kiki.
You think Lauren going in the second round?
Yeah,
There's a lot of people that would tell me she'd go in the first overall pick.
I think Alabama should go
That's
to
what Tulip
Dallas.
also said.
I think Alabama should go to Dallas, not Betts. Yeah, so that's gonna be another discussion, okay? So when we get there, Jacob, you remember like what we're talking about, okay? So, but
Okay.
of course we got to see the season, okay? We're gonna see, but usually everything is decided the year before. Like it's really to me is what it's the year before, which might be in Bet's favor, okay? Because there's some flaws with our found too, but I don't know that I see bets with Paige. I don't know. I think she better go to. I think Nafisa Collier could use a big and Alana Smith like like uh like bets. Okay, that's
Yeah.
why defensively. Okay, that's why. All
Yeah.
right, I'm gonna take off, but um, I might come back up and watch the game. Um, or I might want to maybe I'll come at halftime. Something. Man, I just want to see how it starts off. But be around, Jacob, so I can bring you up.
I will. I'll see.
Uh,
I'll see what I have. I'll
okay,
see what
cool. I
I
hope so. I hope you can get it.
All right.
All right,
See you.
then. All right, everybody. Thank you, Kyrie. Thank you. Love talking to you, all of you. Hopefully, you come back and join me. Hit that like button for me, will you? If you haven't subscribed, please do so, or and come back and join me. Don't be shy. Come in the chat. Say hello. Go check out some of my shorts. Hit like for me, and I'll see you on the next stream. Peace.